Today we're going to take a look at some aviation TikToks and I'm going to react to a couple of them and we're going to find out if there's some interesting people on TikTok and just some funny content. Stay tuned, let's jump right into it.
Scramble Tower Warrior 32531 is on the ILS for 1.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Fly with Clayton and thank you guys so much for tuning into a new video. If you guys are new, my name is Clayton. I just got my private pilot's license and I'm working on my instrument rating right now. And I really want to start a YouTube channel just to kind of talk about aviation and really help people who are interested in it learn to fly and stuff like that. But today is going to be kind of a fun video because today we're going to be looking at some aviation TikToks I found and be reacting to them for you guys and just kind of giving you guys a little bit of my opinion and my 2 cents on some of these TikToks. If you guys ever find some videos that you guys want me to react to, be sure to message me or tag me on TikTok or Instagram or something. Shoot them my way. I'd love to make more of these and just kind of react and you know, see what the internet has to say about aviation, because everyone knows you go to the internet for the experts of anything, myself included. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I got a whole list here on my phone and we're just gonna go through and check out some of these TikToks.
Just so you know, Mom, I am about to do something that's very, very big, very important. When you hear about it, you're going to be very proud.
Oh my gosh, like this makes me so excited because this is probably what it's gonna feel like for me when I keep passing more of my check rides. This was definitely how I felt going into my private check ride, but you know, going in for taking your captain's check ride, I can't imagine like how great that feels, you know, to go and pass that and then to finally just have this moment, I freaking did it, you know? So that's probably gonna be me on my commercial check ride, but we'll see.
All right, go for it.
Ooh, look at that ice. Oh, dude.
Oh, that was kind of disappointing. Didn't take off.
Yeah.
It will when it comes back in. It ain't breaking.
What's up, Mike Romeo? What approach you looking for in the Carrollton?
So that was a little disappointing. I was kind of hoping the ice would like kind of like all fly off or something like that. But for those of you guys who don't know, icing in aviation is very dangerous. Ice can really spoil the smooth airflow over your wing. It can actually reduce lift on your plane. So if you get ice on your wings, it can be really, really dangerous. So you can see here, they're actually activating a thing on the wing that kind of like pushes out and breaks up the ice in hopes that it will fall off. In this case, obviously, we didn't get much of a falling off thing, but that's pretty cool. Looks like the tag says they're in a King Air, so it might be like a, I don't know, a King Air. But that's pretty cool. Watching the ice kind of crack like that. Maybe we can find another one for next video where you can just see the ice just go flying off. But yeah, if you ever see ice on the wing, not to be like paranoid or like totally freaked out, but that should definitely be of concern because that could be dangerous.
I want to go home. I want to go home.
See, this is funny because I didn't kind of have this feeling taking my private check ride. My private check ride, my oral was actually pretty short, but I've heard some horror stories from other pilots on their check rides that have their oral part has gone for hours, like absolute hours. If you don't know, on your check ride, that's like your final test for each rating you're getting. There's 2 parts. You have an oral part and an actual flying portion part, a practical part. So the check ride examiner will do an oral portion with you where they ask you questions and just kind of gauge your knowledge on that section. So like if you're doing your private, they'll ask you questions that you should know for your private license. And then after you pass the oral, you go and do your actual practical flying portion where you're actually flying and demonstrating that you know how to do it. It can be really stressful and really intimidating the first time you go into your check ride because you sit alone in the room with the examiner for Lord knows how long. I mean, mine was about 45, maybe, actually, I think it was over an hour, about an hour. It could go all the way up to like 3 hours. You never know. They really want to make sure you know what you're talking about and you know the material. So Lord knows how long it could go. And it can get seriously really stressful and really nervous in there. Maybe we'll do another video where I can give you guys some tips and advice about going into your check ride. But the big thing I can just tell you is you got to remain calm and just pretend it's just literally a casual conversation talking about aviation. But yeah, I totally get that. It could be really stressful going into a check ride like that. Look at those views. Ooh! Solo. Oh man, I still remember my first solo cross country I did. It was down to Habersham, Georgia and Elbert County, Georgia, and then back to Gulf Mike Uniform Greenville. And it was a nerve-wracking time. You know, it can be really stressful soloing on your own for the first time like that. Well, I mean, this was my first solo cross country, so I'd already soloed at this point. But soloing cross country, where in this case I was doing flight following, can be a pretty stressful time because you're trying to juggle, you know, flying the plane. You're still fairly new to it if it's your private, and then you also got to manage the radios if you're doing flight following. So I'm talking to Atlanta Center and stuff like that. But also, there's that moment you realize, you look out and you're like, wow, I'm alone in this plane and I'm flying it, and it's such a cool feeling. The first time you do your solo, and when you land for the first time after doing your solo, this feeling you get is such a feeling of accomplishment of, yes, I freaking did it. So this video really speaks to me, man, especially those views. That sunset, killer. For those of you guys who are working to get your private, or you haven't soloed yet, trust me, when you get to soloing, it's going to be such a feeling of accomplishment, even though you're not technically done, but it's such a motivator to help you keep pushing through to get your private.
When you pre-flight the Cirrus, the very first thing you want to make sure is both bottles of water are on the top right-hand corner of the red carpet. See? 2 bottles of water. That guy's good to go flying. You want to touch the side, you want to feel a lot of things like the numbers, make sure that they're... And then you want to come over here and touch this. So it's good to look like you're doing something, but really, I mean, you got a parachute. Don't push that. That'll make the parachute. Don't push this either. You don't want to push anything. You want to make sure those wires are. So then you want to touch this side of the plane. This. And then what you want to do is don't step on that. That would be bad. So we want to pull on these because asymmetric flap, ailerons, and then there's this tab. So we're looking at things, we're touching. Sometimes you give it a little tap. So then you look under here, it's because it's hot. You need a minute in the shade. That's where the parachute comes out. Tap it. So you know, I got about halfway done and it was just too hot to finish pre-flighting. So I went ahead and made my trip. I got half the plane done, and what are the odds that one half of the plane's going to be perfect and the other half of the plane's going to have a problem? That said, I like to finish when I start. So back here in the hangar in the shade, flights are over, everything went well, but I want to go ahead and finish the pre-flighting process. So just to make sure everything's going to be okay on the trip I took. Okay, so it's a good idea here to feel the propeller. You don't want to do this while the engine's running, because it's just going to be a lot harder to try to really feel like if there's any problems with the engine. It's always a good idea to keep a checklist right here on the front in the window so that other pilots know that you're safe. So I'm going to open this. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is full of tubes.
Check for tubes,
the big
guys.
tubes.
Very important.
And the small tubes. If you ever open this up and you don't see the tubes, I would recommend having someone check out the plane. You can see there's been a repair here. There was some sort of split, I guess, and I don't know if we went to a discount wing repair shop, but you can see it's starting to fall off a little bit. It's important to make sure that we don't have any cloud or cloud residue stuck to the front of the wing. Now, one other thing you want to do is you want to take this, and for the longest time, I thought this was a pea jar for the longer flights. But what it is to determine if there's water in your fuel. And so what I think you're doing is you tap in, and if you hear splashing, if you hear water, then you know you've got water in your fuel tank. And people will check all different kind of spots under the plane. Now, if you tap and then it taps back, you may have a weirder problem, but I've never had that happen, and I don't know anyone that has.
Okay, that might be one of my favorite ones I've seen so far. Oh my gosh. What's funny is one of my friends sent me this one who's not even a pilot, and they thought it was freaking hilarious. Oh my gosh. I love the stereotypes around Cirrus planes. You know, I've never flown in an SR-20 or SR-22 or whatever, but I've heard they're really nice planes. If you look in the interior and stuff, they're super nice. They are very nice planes, but gosh, it's really easy to make fun of Cirrus planes and Cirrus pilots. But I will give them credit. You guys saw my other video, you know, talking about parachutes and planes. Parachutes saved a dude's life. So I definitely think they're kind of more of like a luxury brand. I mean, not everyone's going to be able to just go out and afford a Cirrus, but gosh, the red carpet and water bottles thing, that's hilarious. Gosh, that's funny. Obviously, though, guys, that's not a real way to pre-flight a Cirrus. So if you're flying a Cirrus, please pre-flight it properly and not like that. Ooh, a stalls test in a 717. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, they pulled out of the dive. Now just slowing down. Wow. That's pretty wild, dude. I've never seen a video from like inside a cockpit of stall testing a plane like this. 717's older model. Actually, I think they still technically make them. I'll have to look up on that. It's like a regional jet kind of size plane. To see them stall that, you guys see how quickly that thing turned over like that? That is wild. I can't imagine how terrifying that is to be in the cockpit, something like that. Make sure you're not getting disoriented or whatever. That is, wow, that is wild, dude. That's really cool. Oh my gosh. This is funny because all my friends can attest to this. This is absolutely me to a T. Like, anytime I see a plane, especially around here, I have to pull out flight radar and I look and see where it's going. Mainly to see if it's like a smaller plane, I'd be like, hey, that's one of Greenville Aviation's planes. I've flown that plane. But oh my gosh, anytime I see a plane, especially if it's a big one, because we've had a lot of big like 747s and 777s coming into GSP, Greenville Spartanburg recently for like cargo trips. And it's pretty cool to see them coming from like Alaska and Germany nonstop. So anytime I see them, of course, pulling out flight radar, looking where they're at and stuff like that. So, oh my gosh, I don't know if that's any of you guys, but this is absolutely me to a T. I don't know why, but I've seen so many TikToks just absolutely roasting Southwest for their taxi speeds. I've personally never flown Southwest. I mostly fly Delta or American Airlines, but supposedly Southwest has a notorious reputation for taxiing really fast, and that's hilarious. If you guys didn't know, there is taxi speed limits, like speed limits you're supposed to taxi at. I think it kind of varies between airlines, and also can vary, just between companies and stuff like that. That's really funny. I don't know if Southwest has a higher one than most other airlines or whatever, but that's really funny.
The Quickster, with the uncanny ability to run really quick.
Want to see me run to that mountain and back? You want to see me do it again?
Oh my gosh, dude, I love this plane. If you guys don't know, this is the SR-71. It's the Blackbird. It's a spy plane that the United States used to use back during the Cold War. I don't think there's any still in service. Don't quote me on that. I got to see one at a airplane museum out in Ogden, Utah, at an Air Force base out there. They are beautiful, beautiful planes, but gosh, they are so fast. I think, if you read that correctly in the TikTok, I think they could hit like Mach 3. Dude, literally this plane, I watched a couple documentaries on it when they used to fly in the Cold War and run like spy missions. Their procedure, if they had a missile shot at them, literally was just full throttle because the plane was so fast. It could outrun the missiles that were shot at it. That is crazy. But yeah, literally they cruise like thousands of feet above above the surface. I think like 60,000 feet was its cruise altitude when it was doing missions, and just take pictures from up ahead. But it's a very, very fast plane. It's pretty incredible. They never lost one. One was never shot down, and it's just, it's a beautiful plane. All right, guys, well, that about wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want me to react to more TikToks, be sure to send them to me, like post them on the comments on this video. Send them to me on TikTok. My TikTok handle is Fly with Clayton. Feel free to send them to me on Instagram, same thing, Fly with Clayton. And we'll probably do some more of these. I've seen a couple where like people pretend to know what they're talking about with aviation, and I'd love to kind of point out some of their incorrect assumptions and stuff. Who knows? Maybe we'll make more videos of these. Just a quick little heads up for you. I do have another video I wanted to show you guys. It was actually supposed to go up before this video. Me and my instructor flew IFR down to Athens from Greenville, and we flew an IMC probably 70 to 80% of the flight. It was a really cool video. I had 2 GoPro angles going on with it. The only thing that is sad is my cable that records the cockpit audio, just for whatever reason, it didn't work and it didn't record the cockpit audio. So I have footage of the flight, but you won't be able to hear me and my instructor at all. So would you guys be interested in seeing that video and maybe I commentate over it and talk about what's happening? Let me know. I still don't think it'll be that great of a video. I've already ordered a new cable because that cable was dead. But let me know if you guys want to see that. I'll still, you know, upload that footage and commentate over it so you guys can hear what's happening. It was really cool though. Flying in the clouds like that for about 70-80% of the flight was wild. And it was such a fun flight. Talking to ATC IFR for like the first time, it was really cool. So let me know if you guys want to see that video and I will definitely do that. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you liked the video, drop a thumbs up, man, because you know we're going to be keeping it coming with the awesome aviation content, which I hope you guys are enjoying so far, but who knows what might hold in the future. Got some cool things coming up. Trust me on that. All right, guys, thank you guys again for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.